Well, this is Brother P with tidbits from the Word. I don't like to stray from the Bible. I'm not an educated man. I really don't know anything about anything. I have to study behind somebody else what they know, and then I can repeat to you what they know, and that may sometimes makes it look like I'm an educated idiot, but I'm not, because I'm not educated. I might be an idiot, but I'm not an educated idiot. I would like to be a spiritual idiot, one that really follows God. My idiom being that I follow God. I would like my epitaph to be of the idiom of Peter Hutchins, a man that loved God, loved the Bible, studied the Bible, got in the Bible, learned how to live it, learned how to walk it, learn how to tithe, how to give offerings, how to be comfortable in life. And you do that all by giving. You don't do it by getting, you do it by giving. And if you give, God will give you to give instead of you out trying to get. And if you're out trying to get, you're probably maxing out your credit card. When you get your credit card maxed out, then what you're going to do? You're in trouble then, because you can't get enough back to take care of it. Well, let's take a look at the sun. We were talking about the sun, how big it was and where it was and how many times bigger than Earth it was and how fast. And let's look at the sun's rotation on its axis, making a complete turn about the Earth every 25 days. And it's a circuit of the entire heavens once a year. It goes around the Earth every 25 days, it goes around the heavens once a year, all the way around, in conjunction with all the other fixed of the 12 million miles a second, 12,000 miles per second. And that's 43 million and 43,200 miles per man's hour. The way we figure an hour. If we figure how we go 60 miles an hour, the sun's going 43,200 miles an hour, but it's so far away it has the appearance of standing still nearly. It does go fast though, if you want to figure it, how fast it goes. And it's going only according to the movement down here, a man's movement, and it's moving about 12 miles per hour this way. And that gives us a 12-hour sun day. A 12-hour day of sun is what the sun's moving. It's moving about 12 miles per hour, and that gives us 12 hours of sunshine. And then we get 12 hours of moonlight. So that's the way that works. That's why we have 12 hours. And the movement appears to be almost at rest, and the sun goes forth as a bridegroom and as a strong man to run the race from one part of the heavens to the other. And that's in Psalm 19, 1 through 6 in the Bible. And the rapid return on their own axis and revolve around the sun at various distances as follows. Now, we've got, 9 galaxies that we know of in the sky that have been known for years, hundreds of years. And you say, well, there's 10 up there now, Brother Peter. Or we found 10, 11, 12, or we found 13, or we discover a new one every other day. Well, let me tell you this. The 9 that were out there when Noah and the other guys, when the guys headed out of Spain, headed this way, and the ships, Galileo and them, when they headed out this way, they followed the direction of 9 planets. And they knew where they were in the sky, and they knew what direction they were in, and they could look at the sky and tell you whether they were going north, east, south, west, and they could tell you the miles that they were going. They could, who was it that figured all that out? Anyway, made the scope that you use. I can't get it on my mind right now, but Mercury is 300,000 miles in diameter. 300,000 miles in diameter. That's Mercury. And Mercury is it revolves 36 million miles out. 36 million miles out, and it revolves around the sun every 88 days. Every 88 days, Mercury revolves around the sun. And that's why it doesn't appear in our sky to move very fast. But God set these time clocks in the heaven so that the time could not get messed up. Time can't get messed up. If you will look at the heavens and you will figure the rotations of these 9 planets that are around there, you can find the 9 rotations of a clock that's put together. And you can find all of these work like seconds, minutes, and hours. And here they go. And they're ticking around. 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 Hey, never, never except the day that God stopped the sun has there ever been a skipped second or a skipped minute or anything. And by the way, the day is the leap year. The leap year has 1 day in it. The leap year has 1 day in it. And that 1 day extra is that day, or that 1 day less in the leap year is that day that God held the sun still. Let me tell you, the Bible is true and every man a lie. But anything you want to know in knowledge is in this book, if you will study this book. Now we have Venus. Venus is 7,600 miles in diameter. 6,000 miles in diameter. It is the second nearest to the sun, and it's 67,000.2 million miles away, and it orbits 225 days. It orbits the Earth or the sun in 225 days. We have 365 days in a year, but 225 days, 225 days of them are one of the wheels clicking in the clock. That's one of the wheels clicking in the clock of time. Another one. We saw Mercury clicking, we see Venus, and then we see Earth, 7,927 miles in diameter, and it is the third nearest to the sun and travels about 92,000.9 million miles every 365.25 days. 25 days, the leap year. 0.65, the leap year. And the leap year, that's because God held the sun still. Now we all rotate. All these planets and this earth rotate around the sun. I think I said that Venus was rotating around the earth, and I was wrong there. I meant it was rotating. We're all rotating around the sun, and we all rotate in somewhat a way around each other. And we all are traveling at different speeds, and we all are in our own axis. And our own axis is just like we were built in the back of a clock, and each one of us is clicking like this around, and we're clicking. We're just clicking around. We're clicking around. We're clicking around. And at the end of this time, God set a time barrier for these planets and for us. We got to hurry. Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. That's 9 of us going around the sun. None of them hits each other. None of them strikes each other. Every one of them work in a union. Every one of them work at a different speed. Every one of them work in perpetual motion and non-shifting, non-changing, the same all the way around. God made it. God made it all.